Creating a new site with Primo is super straightforward. Here we have our Primo dashboard. So we can just click Create a Site and give our site a name and pick a theme. And then after a few seconds, we can go ahead and open that up. To edit the content on our site, we can edit just about anything on the page. So go ahead and edit this text up here and this headline. And I can also edit things like links and images. For any content that I can't access on the page, like this placeholder here or this button label, I can change those from the fields view. So I'll go ahead and open that up by clicking that. And here we can see all of the fields for this block. So we've got the placeholder here, we can change that, and the button label. You can see that instantly updates over in the preview. We can also add blocks to our page. So here on the side panel, we have our site blocks, and I can just drag and drop one of those onto the page and, of course, instantly start updating. This here is using a markdown field. So we've got these nice graphic controls for writing markdown, or we can write it directly with markdown controls. Or again, we can open up the fields view to access the markdown directly. And if there's any blocks that we're missing, something that we don't have in our site blocks, we can access the Primo blocks, which is a large list of blocks that we on the Primo team have designed and developed that you can use for all your sites. And these adapt to your site's design using CSS variables. So I can just drag those onto the page, and then they'll be added to my site blocks as well. And if there's anything that isn't in your site blocks or the Primo blocks, or you just want to customize your existing blocks, you can do that by accessing their code directly. So you just hover over whichever block you want to edit and click the code button here. And that's going to open up the integrated code editor, which allows you to really unlock the full power of code, and more than code, Svelte, to do just about anything that you can think of to your components, so you're not limited by just visual GUI controls. So here we have our blocks HTML and its CSS, and this one doesn't have any JavaScript, so we can close that, as well as our fields. So we can very quickly define new fields here, integrate them using Svelte syntax, and hop over to the fields view to quickly edit them from here as well. So once you're happy with your site, just go ahead and click the deploy button up here. And you can open up the docs to get step-by-step instructions for publishing. There's 2 steps to publishing. One is to connect to GitHub and publish your site to a GitHub repository. And then the second step is to deploy to a web host. So you can use any modern web host like Vercel, Netlify, or Render. Personally, I prefer Vercel. It's just very straightforward, very easy. First, let's go ahead and connect to GitHub using our API token. Give it a name. We just need to make sure that we set the repo permission here. Once we paste that in, we are connected, and we can create a new repository. And then once we have that, the second step is to deploy to the web host. So I'll go ahead and open up Vercel here. I've already signed in, so I can just click Add New Project and select that new repo we just created and click Deploy. And it should just take a few seconds to take our site online. And there we have it. Our brand new website is live online, and we can, of course, add a custom domain to it for free on all of these web hosts. And there we go. After a few minutes, our website is live, and of course, any changes that we make from Primo, any updates that we deploy, will automatically be deployed over to our live site.